Okay, so this one should be pretty quick. Yesterday we had obviously this range that we were talking about. You can see that you were getting internal breaks of structure, so the internals were definitely bearish. Supply was in control. You'd see that there from this nice little supply range. You got the move out, you got the move back in, you then get that move down, and then since then these lows have just been holding. So the way I like to visualize these little ranges that we were looking at, obviously we've tapped into that supply there. The way I like to visualize it is like you've got like supply interest up here and you've got demand interest down here. So when you get into these lower regions, you can just treat these as like long opportunities and you can treat these as short opportunities. And you got a couple of days of that until eventually you got that break. So eventually supply had given up and you got that break. I did make a good note of all these various things. So you can see here in the Discord, look for short ops, look for long ops, and then obviously I broke it down a little bit more, like how you can see the interplay of supply and demand. You can see the supply range, you see the liquidity grab, you get the initiation out, you get the retest, you get the move back down, but it didn't really achieve anything. And you can see here orders were filled and prices move away but fails to break lows and finds demand during London sessions. So like it moved down during Asia, but it didn't really do anything. And then you start seeing that influx of the demand from the later sessions, gets back into that zone. It's a bit of a rejection. Another test of the range, more orders are filled, supply remains in control while demand has failed to break any significant highs. So these are the significant highs. Beware that most of the orders may have been filled, and if sufficient demand steps in, New York, it may be easier for price to break through. So essentially you've got this supply zone here where orders are filling up to get short, they get what they want, gets back in there, they fill some more, it trickles away, and it doesn't really achieve much. But once it gets back in there again, you get a little bit of a reaction, but eventually it just breaks, as you can see here. It just had that break. So let's break this down for now. So it's nice to visualize it like that, of course. It really helps you understand the interplay of the market between supply and demand. I'll talk about it more in the crew, but for today I'm really looking at this scenario ideally. Like if you see, I'll show you in a sec, this 4-hour supply zone here, we have closed a 4-hour candle above. So in my opinion, we are breaking structure here. We have flipped this zone. You've also got this high here that was taken out from that move, and now we're getting that retrace. So the ideal situation now is to be looking for longs. If you draw on a fib in this latest move here from previous day low to previous day high, you can see the equilibrium around there. That's definitely an area of interest. It lines up with the previous day value area low. But that would be a great area, of course, but I'm even more interested in, to be honest, catching this 4-hour demand zone here. That would be really sweet, because essentially what we're looking at now is this is your swing range that you're playing with on the 15-minute. If you could get in below the 0.5 into the 0.6 and get on that 4-hour demand, I think that's just going to be really nice. You've got a clear invalidation below these lows here, and technically these are strong lows now on the 15-minute. You're in a very much in an uptrend. So the trend is your friend in this case with longs. So I would not be looking for shorts right now. Yeah, just I'd be very, very careful on the short side, unless you start seeing structure breaking like this. That's only when I'd look to be shorting. You want to see this zone here flip. You want to see 15-minute candle closes below here, and then you can look to grab the retrace short. Otherwise, the only other short is higher up, which I'll talk about in a sec. So yeah, we're looking for longs today. Okay, I'll show you this now. So yeah, this is what we were looking at yesterday. We could obviously this is the supply range here that we've been talking about. We still are sitting within that range, so do bear in mind that we could really just turn round at any second. But the way this is moving now, and the way it's breaking above, like you can see that trend line there, it's broken above that trend line, and you can see this was the divergence that was forming, but you can see in this higher high there, it's forming a higher low there on the RSI. So there's potential this just keeps going, in my opinion, and I think a pullback long opportunity is really, really nice, because really at this point I think we more than likely see this high, unless obviously the data changes, but I would like to see this high. And the only other short opportunity I was talking about is if you get above that high and maybe sweep it, you get a nice swing failure pattern, and a potential short opportunity on that. But you must bear in mind that this is obviously the last lower high, and well, swing lower high on the 4 hour. So this is a very, very, very significant high, because if price is able to break and close a 4 hour candle above that, you get a nice break of structure, then it becomes a case of confirming that this 4 hour now aligns with the daily. So obviously we've been talking about this daily structure here. Talking about this daily macro structure here. This being our swing low, this being our swing high, this being the 50% mark. We bounced out of that 50% mark. Now if we break above that significant high, I think it's fairly clear that we are going to higher prices for the year. So that will be the new high for the year. Probably don't get there before the end of this year, although the velocity that we're moving at the minute's kind of, maybe we do. But yeah, I think we'll take out 2023 highs eventually. It'll probably come in the new year, but yeah, certainly very interesting, put it that way. I think we're at a point in the chart now where it's just very, very, very interesting, and we should just be paying attention. So yeah, if we do break above that high, then this now becomes a strong low. So any retraces, let's say we get to here, any retraces within this zone just then become huge buying opportunities. You know, if you get below the 50% mark especially, so let's call that the top, let's call that the bottom, get below the 50% mark of that move, these are just huge opportunities to be filling up some stocks. Maybe looking for long opportunities, just huge. But you know, look how you can see we built a lot of liquidity on the down leg, and on the up leg we're pretty much just straight up. So that is something to be concerned about. So we could get a flush, you know, if some news comes in, could potentially get a nice flush. But yeah, I think this scenario is like really you should be very much considering buying some stocks and shares, in my opinion. No financial advice. And that's pretty much it, to be honest. Yeah, at the minute you're probably just dancing around the VWAP. Let's look at CME open. Where is it? That. Yeah. I mean, if you are going to be looking for short opportunities, be quick and be scalpy. And you know, you've got a higher probability if you're working in this, if you're shorting in this top range here above the 0.5, definitely no shorts below the 0.5. And that's if we even get that low, you know. I think this is a great opportunity today. And if you can play that up to that high that we were talking about, you know, you're looking at a potential, even if you've got to stop this wide, let's say we do get that, even if you've got to stop that wide, you've got a potential, it's 43.30, still got a potential 3 to 1 there. You know, if you wait for your confirmations, you probably get it a lot tighter. But yeah, there's a really nice long opportunity to finish this week, I think. I know we're only halfway through, but you know, still a good chance. I do like this area here, the 0.5, previous day equilibrium, previous day value over low. Those have just been money the last couple of days, and you've also got that little wick of liquidity there that dropped into this New York initial balance. So yeah, this is what I'm watching today. Good luck. I will show you really quickly. Doesn't really do that anymore, does it? Yeah, I'll show you really quickly the previous day. Okay, let me find it. Sorry about this. I said I'd be quick. I'm not doing it. Oh, look at that. Oof. That's a proper scran. By the way, that sauce, mega. Definitely check that sauce out. The spice lovers there. There it is. Okay. Sorry, last bit of alpha for you. At the minute in this range, you can see that this was the third. That was the no, that was for the second. Oh yeah, that was for Friday. Okay, so you can see this is the previous day value area. This is the volume profile, and you'll see in the next day. So this starts at the next blue one. You get a nice opportunity there, the previous day value area high, and then you get a really great opportunity there, the previous day value area low. And then when you move on to the next day, which is this one, you get another great opportunity here, previous day value area high. Obviously, the previous day value area low was fairly internal, so it doesn't really make much sense, but you can see it holds there around the point of control. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that the previous day value areas at the minute were looking pretty sweet, and it may just because it was ranging, and we are looking to trend again. So yeah, just watch that out. But yeah, that's what I'm watching. Let's get a cake there. Big of the cake, big of the opportunity. Okay, good luck. Bye bye.